So it seems that the law has changed over in Texas in America, that freedom of speech is not the freedom to delete other people's speech, as the left are now crying out that freedom of speech has been broken because big tech companies cannot yeet whatever you say because it's not what they want to say. So that's a kind of a mental gymnastics, word salading that I'll put a clip up, you'll see what I mean. But it seems that what they basically changed the law now is that they cannot censor because it doesn't agree with their narrative. They can't deplatform, they cannot demonetize, they cannot hide your content in any way. Now obviously the big tech corporations are fighting this like you wouldn't believe, because this has massive financial ramifications to them, and obviously it doesn't go with the narrative when people are now actively and freely available to be able to contradict the narrative. But whether it's upheld because it's one judge, the judge didn't explain his reasons, and not all of the other people on the what do you call it? Was it a jury? I don't know what you call it over there. Not all of them agreed, but it does put out how the people on that said panel, jury, whatever it was, how they voted. So that'll be interesting. The argument they're using is that big companies or big tech need to be able to censor people because of things like safety, obviously. They're now saying that a pro-ISIS page can now have as much traction and whatever you want as a anti-ISIS page. But if you look on YouTube at the moment and places like that, you'll be able to see a lot of pro-ISIS stuff on there. So I would say that argument doesn't hold water, but they're going to use it to be able to win over an argument and basically get normalized people who would say, yeah, you don't really want ISIS jumping around the place promoting themselves. Personally, I do. And there's a reason for this. I don't like ISIS at all, but I want to know what they're saying, know what they're thinking, and know what they're planning. Now, does everybody want to go and jump and join ISIS? No. However, I joined YouTube and literally I just sorted YouTube out just so that I got myself a profile. This was back, I think it was 2010 or something, just simply so that I could put together music lists, favorite videos, that kind of stuff. And back then it was brilliant. I loved the platform. I thought it was excellent. And then I started doing YouTube, putting content out, and it went mental. I had, well, to start with, I had got my friends on board. I had 50 subscribers, thought that was exciting. And then it started growing. And then there was a big shooting over in Texas. No, was it Texas? No, I think it was California, actually, whatever. I did something on that, and then I got 300 subs, and I was amazed. And then all of a sudden I had 2,000, and I was over the moon. And then very quickly I was gaining thousands, and my videos were getting shed loads of views. And then all of a sudden that stopped. Now, was it that my content changed? No. Was it that big tech obviously got things like algorithms in place to blot out people like me that were going against the narrative? Yes. Do I think I was singled out? I don't know. I think that my type of talking was singled out, but whether me personally, no. I think there was algorithms that just went through and dealt with all of that. However, in the past, I do think that maybe that some of my stuff has been sent for personal review and been bounced off of YouTube. But it's not just happening to the right. It's happening to all sorts of people now. So it's not, oh, we're the victims and they're not. Basically, big tech's being treated as a way of educating certain age groups into a certain way of thinking. I've talked to you about this before. Under a secret interview where they didn't realize they were being videoed, I mean, YouTube, for instance, said it's our job now to change people's views of reality and what they think and how to think and when to think and what not to think. Now, that is nothing more than living under tyranny. We should be free to be able to have our own thoughts and to express our own feelings, even if that pisses people off or upsets people. Now, do I think that this court judgment is finished over in Texas? Not at all. Do I think that they'll chuck a load more money behind it? They will chuck endless amounts of cash behind it to make sure that this doesn't happen, because this would set up a precedent for other states to do this. And also then it would open the door for people all over the world to do it. And if they did this and everybody was equally platformed with equal free speech, it's game over. So will it last? No. Is it interesting that this happened? Yeah. If it did work and it did last, sorry, there's a really, really beautiful, interesting looking building over there. and I probably can't show you, otherwise I dox myself. But yeah, it's a breathtaking building, so that's why I keep looking that way. But if it lasted, then say for instance my position on YouTube would be brilliant, be absolutely excellent, with a clean slate and an equal playing field. Then it's purely up to me to make sure that I'm good enough and entertaining people enough and saying the right things and gaining subscribers by truth, honesty, and with a bit of humour, I hope. However, if the system gets its own way, that still won't happen, because as quickly as I gain subs, I lose subs. That's the way it is. But only time will tell. But as I say, if we're given an equal playing field, the future is incredibly exciting. So we'll see. Anyway, second video today. I'm at my first drop and they're not ready, so I managed to squeeze a video in. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments, let me know, and I'll speak to you in a bit. And I think somebody's just jumped on the tower, so I better go and have a word. See you in a bit.